Hello, everyone. We begin here at 5 o'clock with a healthcare worker in Gresham stabbed to death, allegedly by somebody she was providing care to. This was at a group home operated by Cascadia Health. And we do want to warn you, some of the details here are disturbing. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. Authorities say the suspect is a resident at that facility, and the Healthcare Workers Union adds the death of Haley Rogers was preventable. Let's bring in Evan Watson to explain why. Evan.
David, the union argues that proper staffing could have saved Haley Rogers' life. She worked at McCarthy Place, a 10-bed group home operated by Cascadia Health. Gresham police arrested James Smith, and he's now charged with murder. Cascadia Health says the other residents have been temporarily moved to different housing, and it's offering support to staff and patients. In a statement, it called Rogers' death a profound loss and said the company is investigating to prevent any similar incident in the future. The killing highlights safety conditions for mental health care workers. Oregon AFSCME, the union representing Cascadia workers, says Rogers was alone on her overnight shift at McCarthy Place when she was killed in a common area. Her body wasn't found until the next day when another worker showed up. The union's associate director says workers have been concerned about that policy for years and believes Rogers' death would have been preventable if more people were there in staffing. The suspect in this case, James Smith, is 59 years old. Police said they found a trail of blood and bloody clothes in Smith's room. Another resident reported seeing Smith standing over Rogers with a knife. This investigation is ongoing. David?
Yeah, a lot of grim details there. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate your reporting. We've got an update this evening on wildfire season, with Oregon's largest blaze now growing to more than 8,000 acres. That is the Flat Fire. It's burning about 2 miles east of the community of Agnes, which is in Curry County in southwest Oregon. It's an area that was scorched by wildfires in previous years. Crews there say the terrain is steep, access points are limited. Containment there is at 0%.
Investigators are also asking for help to figure out what started a wildfire near Mount Hood. The Boulder Fire broke out on July 8th southeast of the mountain and forced evacuations at nearby campgrounds and recreation areas. It ended up burning more than 200 acres, and the fight to fully contain it is still ongoing. The Forest Service is asking anyone who may have visited the area on the day the fire started to contact them. They're hoping for information, photos, or video that may help them figure out what caused the fire.
And of course, when it comes to fighting those flames, early detection, especially using cameras, can be absolutely key. PGE just announced it is adding 6 new ones east of the Cascades. Daisy Caballero's here. Daisy, the tech also uses AI. How does that work?
Well, David, these cameras use AI to detect the exact location of a wildfire. It also knows the difference between steam, fog, and smoke, and it's already assisting local firefighters right here in the greater Portland area.
I really do truly believe that it's a game changer for the fire service.
For the last 2 years, Portland General Electric has partnered with Pano AI, a company that creates mountaintop cameras that use artificial intelligence to detect active smoke and wildfires in a minimum 10-mile radius.
We take ultra-high definition security cameras and we rotate them 360 degrees every minute, and then we transmit the data to the cloud using modern communication technology like 5G cellular technology.
PGE currently has 27 of these cameras, typically atop of communication towers throughout the greater Portland area, and will add 6 more to the mix, first starting at the Timberline Lodge on Mount Hood.
It's brought together the fire agencies, the utilities, and the private space together in a way to try to tackle this issue as a we problem.
The overall goal here is to give PGE and fire districts a better way to minimize fire threats and track down a blaze, as the AI camera pinpoints the exact fire location and sends a notification to your cell phone or email, something the Clackamas Fire District is beyond thankful for.
We're getting early detection. We only run off of time, and if we can lessen the time to get to that scene, it's going to be a good outcome.
Each location has 2 cameras that have a 160-degree view, but they work together to create a panoramic perspective, giving fire districts and PGE a better insight of what's actively going on.
As crews are able to be dispatched in real time, I think that this we'll see over and over again is going to be saving homes and lives.
Now, Oregon is one of 6 states in the U.S. already using this AI camera technology alongside 2 Australian states, New South Wales and Queensland. David, Laurel.
So important with all the fires that we're seeing already. Thank you, Daisy. And a close call in Marion County today, a grass fire that crews described as high risk almost burned homes. It started out as an RV fire and spread from there. This is by Pearson Road Southeast and Duck Flat Road Southeast. That's about 15 miles south of Salem. It briefly forced evacuations, but firefighters were able to get the upper hand quickly. The fire threatened homes but did not burn any of them. There's also a red flag warning today in the Willamette Valley south of Salem due to high fire danger.
On Salem, a 64-year-old man police say was assaulted by a teenager has now died. Witnesses reported seeing the teen punching and kicking a person walking down the street back on June 29th. Police have now identified the victim as 64-year-old Russell Mikolas, who died yesterday in the hospital. The suspect remains in custody. He is not being identified since he is a minor.
Washington County Animal Services is trying to find out who dumped 2 pit bull mix puppies in Hillsboro. The dogs were extremely malnourished when they were found in the bushes near the Salvation Army on Cypress Street back on July 10th. The pups are both males with cropped ears. They're recovering right now and they will be fostered, then eventually put up for adoption. If you know who the owner is, contact Washington County Animal Services.
This evening, we're going to show you a side of Portland's drug crisis you may not have seen before. It is one mother's quest to do anything she can to help save her adult daughter. Blair Best is here with the story of a mom who spent 2 months trying to connect. Blair.
We see homeless people and drug users all over downtown Portland, but what we don't see are their loved ones and the suffering they're going through. This is Shannon Starr. Her 28-year-old daughter moved to Portland from their home in Arizona 4 years ago. Shortly after, she became addicted to drugs and eventually homeless. Her mother ended up taking a leave of absence from work to try and help her, but that ends this week. She spends every day searching the streets to try and find her before it's too late.
Pax! Jane! We're told by other people to turn our backs, to let them hit rock bottom. But this is rock bottom. I don't see how street life is any sort of life at all.
Now, we found her daughter, Jade. She goes by Pax on the streets by chance last week while reporting on a story downtown. You can watch the full story of Shannon's fight to save her daughter tonight at 6, only on The Story.
A mother's love is so strong. We wish her all the best in finding and helping her daughter. We'll tune in at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Blair.